Hey, Shalom, Shalom, Shalom. This is Nalmaz DC Camp. Back with another video. Uh, in this case, we're going to be highlighting Will Smith, of all people. This is from the Angry Man's website. So, what we're going to do here is get to the copyright. And this is, alright, copyright disclaimer. As soon as it pops up here, copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. All right, so we get that out the way because I am using someone else's work here to make a point. A, he just happened to make the movie back in the day, In the Pursuit of Happiness, which was based on a true story. All right, but so many of our people get locked in that pursuit, they fail to recognize it as the trap that it is. You got to understand, we are still in captivity under people that hate and despise us. So all these traps that our people fall into. And there's plenty of examples in the scriptures, namely one of the wisest men that ever lived and richest also, and that was King Solomon, right? Um, Scriptures always also tell you to be content with what you have. And there's reasons for it because in this pursuit for so-called happiness, for uh, gaining of riches, um, you gotta understand this is of the world. This is not our kingdom. So how many examples do we need to give of Jakes? I'm talking about so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, or those scattered abroad that are Israelites that have it for, I consider a fleeting moment, and then they die broke. They get into some kind of trouble. The curses. All right. But we're going to go into some scriptures. But first, I'm going to go ahead and play this. Uh, and this man, like he says, he's at a critical moment for him. And we're just going to let him tell you.
Everything you want, and there's literally nothing on earth else that you want to buy. There's nothing that material can do to satisfy you. I'm in that phase of my life that can actually be scary. When you realize that no relationship, that no money, that no kids, there's literally nothing that can make you happy. That happy is an internal.
And let's pause it right there before he comes on with his commentary. How many times? What's the warning? In Matthew, to gain the world, but lose your. Hold on, I can't remember off the top of the head. Let's see, because I had all these lined up here. Hold on. Let's see. What profited a man? All right. Whoops. How did that happen? Salakia. Matthew 16 and 26. For what is a man profited? Let me bring my mug back down here. Hold on. There we go. Oh, let's go with Mark 8 and 36. For what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Now, understand that this Will Smith is nowhere on the level of, say, a Rothschild or these elite banking families. Nowhere near. He has been given uh, what he has for a reason, whatever. Hey, if you want to bring that out, whatever he had to do to attain it, I'm not going to go there right now. Just to point that, all right, You're wealthy now. What is that? What's left? He's in his what, mid 50s now. Um, and like he said, it's scary because now I hope you understand just by what he said when the apostles and elders have always brought out. I believe it was Apostle Gabar when he talked about the elites. Like I said, Will Smith is nowhere on that level, but the dangerous part that he's talking about, look at these elite bankers. There's nothing else. They've attained all of the wealth. There's nothing else but, as I believe it was Apostle Gabar, that's what was the quote says about when there's nothing uh, left as far as wealth or riches or whatever to attain, what's next? It's just raw, naked power over the people, and that's the world we live in. All right. These people, when you think of Ezekiel 28 chapter, that's what it's going into. You, in fact, let's get that. I'm not going to mangle it, but I believe the ruler at the time was Ithbaal the third. But in any case, let's see. Ezekiel. Also, Isaiah 14 would apply also. Let's go. Let's just read this. Because, again, this is not Will Smith. These are people people that actually rule over us. Not your politicians. We're talking about the elite banking families. All right. Prophesy against the prince of Tyre. Like I said, at this time was Ithbaal the third. Ezekiel 28:1. The word of the Most High Yahweh came again unto me, saying, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, which today would be representative of what? Again, these elites that rule over us. Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, Thus saith the Most High Yahweh, because thine heart is lifted up. Who is the most proud people on this planet? There you go. The nation of Edom, the so-called white man. Because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a God. I sit in the seat of the Most High, in the midst of the seas, yet thou art a man, and not the Most High. Though thou set thine heart as the heart of the Most High, behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. Look at all the technology and all the networks that he controls as far as information. All this is at his fingertips. It says there is no secret that they can hide from thee. Yeah. Knowledge should be increased, right? Daniel, right? It says, with thy wisdom and with thine understanding, thou hast gotten the riches and hast gotten gold and silver into thy treasures. And you also, when it talks about wisdom and with thine understanding, you got a Sirach 19 and 22, right? Let's go there real quick. All right. Because, well, let's see, 19 and 22, and then we'll bounce back to 10. All right. 19 and 22. It's so sensitive. Hold on. The knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom, neither any time the counsel of sinners prudence. And you understand that we are ruled over by the wicked. All right. So that Ezekiel 28 there, they did all this in wickedness. Now, let's go here because this is why there's going to be a change in king. This is because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit. The kingdom is translated from one people to another. All right, so there's going to be a change in state, and as you go down further, as a matter of fact, let's keep reading. 9. Why is earth and ashes proud? Because at the end of the day, that's all we are. There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man. This is who we're dealing with. All right. Ultimately, we're talking about the elites. We're talking about the nation of Edom, but this part right here can apply to anyone that's greedy of gain. All right. For such an one setteth his own soul to sale, because while he liveth, he casteth away his bowels. The physician cutteth off a long disease, and this man has been for the last half a millennium, like 530, coming up on 32 years now, dealing with Jake on this side of the world. It says, the physician cut it off a long disease, and he that is today a king, tomorrow shall die. Why? Because it's the Most High that rises. And when you go back, was it 2 Samuel? I'm jumping all over the place. I'll get it. Let's see. It's the Most High. I think is it 2 Samuel? Let's try 2. Let's see. Go down here. Damn, this thing is sensitive. Should be like verse 3. Hold on. No, maybe 1 Samuel. Hold on. Let's see. No. Here it is. 1 Samuel 2 and 7. It says, the Most High Yahweh maketh poor and maketh rich. He bringeth low and lifteth up. And you're seeing right now the beginning of this transition where Israel is rising and these Edomites being brought down. All right. He raises up the poor out of the dust and lifted up the beggar from the dunghill. Hey, that's where we are. All right. To set them among princes and to make them inherit the throne of glory. For the pillars of the earth are the Most High's, whose name is Yahweh, and he hath set the world upon them. Now, let's get some of these scriptures about, there's several warnings to be content with what you have, right? Let's see. Let's see. All right, here's the first one. 1 Timothy 6 and 8. So let's go into that because there's good warnings in this one. All right. In fact, let's go up. It says, false teachers and true contentment. There's a lot, even within our community, of people that, well, they might as well be the Christian church because they're preaching this prosperity doctrine. Same as how people out in the world. It says, and they have believing masters, let them not despise them because they are brethren, but rather do them service because they are faithful and beloved partakers of the benefit. These things teach and exhort. All right, I'm going to skip down. All right. It says, but godliness with contentment is great gain, for we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we can carry nothing out. All right. And having food and raiment, let us be therewith content. But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare. What have I been saying? In fact, what have the scriptures been saying? All right. And into many foolish and hurtful lust. Again, how many Jakes that, I mean, I can think of off the top of my head so many heartbreaking stories in the world of jazz. I'm talking about going way back, all right, of Jake back to the 20s, 30s, 40s, even before then, that died early because they OD'd, because they fell into that trap. You know, all other forms of entertainment, it doesn't matter. All right, get that money, and they just lose their mind. It says, but they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. What did I just say? All right. That's why it says in Jeremiah 30th chapter about, I'll come back to this. See, this is why these scriptures are the comforter. It's all here. Jeremiah 30. This is what Jeremiah was dealing with. You gotta remember, Jeremiah was a young man when he started. Now let's go to verse 7. All right. All right. See. It says, alas. What? Hold on. that confused. Salakia. That was Proverbs. I don't know why I was thinking of Jeremiah. Salakia. All right, here it is. Proverbs 30. Wow, this thing is sensitive. And 8. It says, remove far from me vanity and lies. Vanity. Again, that's a word that's going to creep up. What was King Solomon always talking about? Again, here's a man that accomplished everything as far as, but you got to remember the dream that he had. All right. He asked for wisdom first, and, in order to rule his people, and everything else was given unto him. And it's a whole lot more with that, but that's a whole nother video. But it says, remove far from me vanity and lies. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with food convenient for me. Why? Verse 9, lest I be full and deny thee, and say, who is the Most High Yahweh? Or lest I be poor and steal and take the name of my God in vain. So you want to maintain an even keel here. I don't go too far up. I don't drop too far down. All right. Just like that. Oh, that EKG. But it always, and you don't want a flat line either. But you just follow that. All right. So let's hear him finish this out, and we'll go back to some more scriptures. There's plenty of more.
Let's pause Will for a second. Bino Nation, did not tell you this. Did not tell you you will reach a point where you will have a limit after you've bought everything that you can buy. And didn't I also tell you guys that you have to find happiness within yourself? You have to figure out what your happiness is because it doesn't come from anybody else. I've been figured this out. And I didn't have to make no 400 million to do it.
Once you
see there, this is our contentment right here. All right. Give me sufficient food. All right. That's where you're going to find it. It teaches you how to deal. Hey, hence the comforter, right? To become that diligent student. All right. This is our woman also. All right. What's the Greek Sophia for woman? That's our woman. All right. This is what we're about. All right. So let's get some more of those scriptures because there's plenty more, like I said. So let's go back to 1 Timothy where I was. All right. Let's go on down here. Too far. Dang, this thing is sensitive. Wow. All right. Let's see where I leave off. Okay. And this is the thing, because our people, especially those that know they're Israelites, and are in a position to lead, and what they're actually doing is leading people into snares as opposed to trying to keep them away, all right, with, wayward doctrine. And like I say, they might as well be in the Christian church. Verse 9, but they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. 10, for the love of money, the love of it is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith, and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. See, there's reasons why a lot of us are not burdened with those riches because, trust me, like scripture say, the Most High gives us what we can handle. All right. you best believe if you would come in, most likely, if you would have come into, say, oh, these big lotteries that are, you know, uh, that are ongoing right now as I speak, if that were to happen, what are the chances are that you would still come to camp? Who was it? Biggie Smalls that said the more money, the more problems. Yeah, you know, could you handle doing this, all right, and have all that and not wanting to spend it? Could you discipline yourself? Probably not. That's probably why, like I said, the Most High knows, you know, we've just gone over these scriptures, all right, what it say in Proverbs 30, all right. So let's see what else we got. So it says, for the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith. And that's more likely what would happen. And pierce themselves through with many sorrows. All right, now let's go back to that content. All right, let's see. I'm thinking of Sirach too. I got to get that one. Hebrews 13 and 5. Let your conversation, what does it mean by our conversation? Let's go into that. That goes into what I was just talking about. What are we talking about? Conversation there. Let's get it. Let's go into the conversation. It says mode or style, especially with prepositional relative, blah, 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 blah. It says deportment or character. Let your character be without covetousness. All right. Manner, means, or way, your conduct. Be without covetousness. Let's go into that covetousness. Strong's G 866. All right. Not greedy of filthy lucre. Another thing, Great Millstone has always emphasized. Go into the definition of these words. It helps so much. All right. So you can understand the context. All right. And to be content. Strong's G 715. All right. Um, let's see. To be enough, to suffice, to be sufficient. All right. So let's read it again. It says, let your conversation be without covetousness and be content, all right, or satisfied with such things as ye have, for he hath said, I will never leave thee nor forsake thee. All right. Uh, so that, verse 6, so that we may boldly say, the Lord is my helper, and I will not fear what man shall do unto me. All right. Let's go back to the Apocrypha. Okay, that didn't change over yet. What is wrong here? There we go. Let's go to Sirach. Let's see, is it 27? Hold on. I know I'll be in the neighborhood. Hold on. Yeah, we'll settle for this. It's not the exact one. I'll find it. It says, many have sinned for a small matter, and he that seeketh for abundance will turn his eyes away. As a nail sticketh fast between the joinings of the stone, so does sin stick close between buying and selling. All right. That's not what I wanted. Let's see. Is it 28? It must be 29. Hold on. Nope. Let's try 31. I know it ain't 30. Here it is. 31. Slocky. All right. So it says, verse 1. Watching for riches consumeth the flesh, and the care thereof driveth away sleep. Watching care will not let a man slumber, as a sore disease breaketh sleep. This is what all these devils, all right, are concerned with, constantly plotting. What is it? Proverbs 4 and 16 say they can't sleep, save, dadgummit. Let's see. Let's go there. Hold on. Knew I had it pulled. I just couldn't remember where. Let's see. Proverbs 4. All right. A little slow, Slocky. Once it loads, I apologize. Come on now. All right, here we go. A father's instruction. All right. A father's instruction. All right. Let's go down to 16. Start at 14. Enter not into the path of the wicked, and go not in the way of evil men. Avoid it, pass not by it, turn from it, and pass away. For they sleep not, except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away, unless they cause some to fail. See, we're over here, and to prove that this is a setup, I always carry a book with me, especially at camp. And it's that little old book that I bought at the end of 2022. All right, and it's called How White Folks Got So Rich. And that little book explains to you, it should, how the whole emphasis put on Jake was to keep them from gaining any type of generational wealth. All right, and that's what a lot of Jakes don't understand. They always fall into this trap of, well, you can do anything you want. No, there's a game afoot. All right, always has been since we have been at war ever since we were brought over to these. Actually, before we even left from West Africa and were brought over here. All right, and they've made sure, despite what comes out of their mouth, their actions speak very loudly as to their true intentions, and it has always been against us having any kind of, like I said, generational wealth, any kind of self-sustainability. All right, so we could always, and that's the curses. You know, Deuteronomy 28 and 48. We have to go to these, and they make sure of it. We have to go to them for want of all things. All right, it's in the scriptures, and it defines, all right, us as those people, because I believe it's verse 46. We can go to it real quick. That tells you these curses, all right, which stick to and identify. Let's see. Let's go straight to it. Actually, let's go to 45. I did go straight to it, but I have to read for context again. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not. You got to read from the beginning of this chapter. All right, and Moses is telling the Israelites, not everyone else in the world, but the Israelites, what would happen starting at verse 1. These are the blessings that will be imparted on us, all right, if we were to obey the law, statutes, and commandments. And starting at 15, it tells you, but this is going to happen if you do not. And guess what? So from 16 to 68 is all the things that, you know, you could call it the Murphy's Law of the Israelites, because we are fucked up, all right? What can go wrong will and did go wrong, all right? It says, moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Most High Yahweh thy power, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee. 46, and they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. Want to know one of the big reasons why people don't want to be around us? Ta-da! You people are cursed. Stay the fuck away. Hey. All right. So let's see. Go back to. All right. So we got that. Verse 3. The rich hath great labor in gathering riches together, and when he resteth, he is filled with his delicacies. All right. His delicates. Salakia. The poor laboreth in his poor estate, and when he leaveth off, he is still needy. He that loveth gold shall not be justified, and he that followeth corruption shall have enough thereof. Gold hath been the ruin of many, and their destruction was present. It is a stumbling block unto them that sacrifice unto it, and every fool shall be taken therewith. Ultimately, this is what's going to happen. All right, and we're almost at that time. All right, these devils, all right, have run their course. Again, scripture. All right, this is it. We're seeing this play out. All right, because through the Holy Spirit, all right, we've been blessed to have that oil to see this. We're watching this play out in front of us. And we're watching the people that have, especially in our community, have no clue what's coming. It's right around the corner. It's knocking at the door. You know, like they come in with, you know how, you know, they got that battering ram ready to bust the door in. That's what's happening. All right, it is a stumbling block unto them that sacrifice unto it, and every fool shall be taken therewith. All right. So here you have it. All right. And like he said, the angry man, he didn't need, you know, be content. That's the hardest thing for Jake, because why? Jake has fallen for that. Like I said, the big setup. That's what I call it. This devil's only gonna let you get so far. All right. He plays his games. He puts the women, our family structure is all fucked up, and that's done on purpose. So all this hatred that's directed at specific people, I wonder why. And yes, Jake's like Will Smith and all these other people that have been set up to be idols, distractions to our people when they should be pursuing. All right. This is your riches. This is the riches that you should be desperately trying to seek after, because this is what's going to ultimately save you, not all that money. Scriptures on that too. All right. There's a warning to the elites in the James 5th chapter. But that point should be, all right, made to everyone. There's going to be a time, this money that you value and whatever you did to attain it, it's going to be meaningless. Just as, hey, read James 5. So that's going to be it. Like, wow, it was, all these people are going to find out it was all for naught. All right, it was all for naught. When it tells you in Daniel, let's get that real quick, about those that are going to awake to shame. Let's go to Daniel 10. You got Daniel 13 and 14 from the old Catholic Bibles. That's Susanna and Bel and the Dragon, respectively. So, let's see. Man, this thing is sensitive. Dadgummit. Oh, man. This is Daniel 12 and 2, and it says, and I'm going to start at 1, because, hey, it's like I said, it's right around the corner. It says the time of the end. It says, and at that time shall Michael, because we got what's in our face right now is the CHIP, the MOTB, and that's being pushed. You're seeing more and more stores um, installing these gadgets where, you know, you can put the palm of your hand and all this shit in there. I mean, it's no way to get around it. I don't understand how, you know, wow. It says, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people. Again, Israelites, not everybody else. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. You know, it's one thing to disagree with someone, but at least doing it and looking into what that person is trying to tell you. These people out here on the corners, day in, day out, week in, week out, month in, month out, year in, etc., etc. What message are they trying to give? It may behoove you to look into, it just may be something helpful. But what do our people do? This devil has done such a great job in molding Jake. Got his mind. I don't need anything. I got your mind. I got you. All right. Hey, but like I said, even if we have to prophesy to the wind, we're doing what we were told to do. Ezekiel 3rd chapter. All right. We're getting the blood off of our hands. All right. Hey, so with that, once again, I hope this video is edifying to whoever views it as to what's going on. Like I said, to be able to search the news, the appropriate news, not that junk that you see in your local so-called news, which is just to keep you fat, dumb, and stupid. All right, you're gonna have to go off grid, as they say. The unusual, they call them alternative, but even with that, but still, you'll get. Chances are you're going to get a lot more than what you get in your local news affiliates and whatever have you. Yeah, but what we do, what we're actually trying to, we realize that we're only going to reach a few, and you know, we understand that it's quality, not quantity. All right. Unlike the Christian church, it never strikes people as odd, especially Jake. All right. The most segregated day in the world is on Sundays. How about that? Hey, so with that, once again, I'd also like to, the power of prayer and fasting. All right. Especially in these days. Until the next video, shalom, shalom, shalom.